Hey guys, this is Ira Sutton here to electrify, and I have the most interesting piece of news you're ever going to hear. Okay, I just recently found out that Warner Brothers is actually considering making a possible sequel to the 1996 movie Space Jam. Space Jam. That's right, Space Jam. You know, the crossover with Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny, the one where they team up to stop these evil aliens from enslaving them in a theme park by challenging them to a basketball game. Yeah, that one. That very same movie. Ooh, well, you know what? You know, personally, I loved Space Jam as a kid. I saw it in theaters and I got it on VHS and I loved it. I liked it. I loved it. I loved Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny teaming up. I loved them playing basketball, the music, the Monstars, the villains, so many Looney Tunes characters all together in one setting. I liked it. I loved it. It was a charming movie for me. I liked it. I saw it often. And now, nearly 20 years later, well, 30 years later, now to find out that they have a sequel. I mean, well, that's just wow. Mm, I think I think a sequel might be nice. I mean, from what I've heard from the comments here on YouTube, a lot of people seem to be for it. I've also heard that LeBron James is going to be in the sequel, but from what I've also heard, he hasn't really said anything. He hasn't talked to Warner Brothers. There haven't been any contract negotiations, anything like that. But I heard that one of the producers has actually said that this is a real thing, that this is going to happen. And, well, if the producer says it's going to happen, then I think it is going to happen. And if it does happen, here's what I think it should be. Here's what I think it should be. In the sequel, what if in the sequel that this evil villain, creates a machine that creates clones of the greatest NBA players in history. Yeah, he creates evil clones, and so Bugs Bunny and the Looney Tunes and LeBron James or whatever popular basketball player they get has to play in a basketball game to save the world against. They play in a basketball game against evil versions of great players like, say, Larry Bird, Dominique Wilkins, Walt Clyde Frazier, Dr. J. Julius Erving, Daryl Dawkins, maybe Shaq, John Stockton, Pete Maravich. There's just a long list of great NBA legends that they could get if they do a storyline like this, because it does. I think that would be a good follow-up sequel to it. You know, actually, in the in the in the commentary of the DVD, uh, the the guys, along with Joe Pytka, the director, said they often lamented about the fact that there wasn't a Space Jam 2. Joe Pytka even apologized for there not being a Space Jam 2. So maybe if they talk with Joe Pytka, they could possibly have this actually happen. They could actually make this happen. So yeah, I'm up for this. I'm kind of up for this. You know, I'm actually surprised by the positive feedback that this has gotten, because I was expecting people to say, "What, a Space Jam 2? Are you freaking serious? A Space Jam 2? Space Jam freaking sucks." No, and especially because I remember I actually watched the Nostalgia Critics review of the first Space Jam movie, and he hated it. But yeah, there has been some positive feedback from it, and people actually want a sequel. People say that they would want a sequel for Space Jam to happen, and Me, I think I'm up for it too. So yeah, if they do happen, well, we'll just have to take for what it's worth, and if it does happen, well then we'll just have to be the judge of it when it comes out in theaters. I'll definitely be looking at this with an open mind. I definitely will. So yeah, Space Jam 2. Let's just see what happens. Our Sutton, over and out.